What's up, guys? In this video today, I'm going to be going over how I would be booking the top 5 in the featherweight division. Because, well, to be quite honest with you, the featherweight division has a pretty big problem, and we're going to go over that problem. We're going to go over how I would book the fighters in the top 5 to line up title shots. I'm not even going to waste your time. Let's get right into it. The big problem that we have, you guys, is that really virtually no one in the top 5 in the featherweight division deserves a title shot right now. I'm going to break down all these guys right here. So we got Movsar, Evloev, Diego Lopez, Yair Rodriguez, Lerone Murphy, Aljomain Sterling, and Jean Silva. Now I'm going to be breaking down kind of all their current situations a little bit. I'm kind of going to leave out Diego Lopez and Jean Silva because they already have a fight kind of made. But I'm really going to go over more of the guys who just had a fight and they don't have anything else lined up. This is probably going to be filled with some hot takes. This is going to be very popular. And yeah, so I'm going to start off first, man. We got Movsar Evloev, man. I think, to be honest with you, he is irrelevant. He's very, very irrelevant. Probably the most irrelevant #1 ranked UFC fighter probably of all time. His best win was against Aljomain Sterling and Arnold Allen, which Allen was ranked number 4 at the time and Aljo was ranked number 7 at the time. He's super inactive. I just feel like that due to Ilya Taporia and Max Holloway leaving, to go to the lightweight division, I feel like is what set the rankings back. It kind of created like this whole domino effect. And also Movsar he can't sell tickets. He was there. He fought Aljamain Sterling, right? Who's number 7 ranked. That really should have put him in the number 7 seed. But if he also beat Arnold Allen first, which he did, it should have put him in the number 4 or 5 seed, but it didn't. And then he ended up going to number 1 and Ilya was champ and then he wasn't. It was all fucked up. Max Holloway was also the number 1 ranked featherweight at the time. He was still in the rankings when he left the division. And I think that it just kind of set this whole thing back. But Movsar, really, I just don't like the fact that he's just not active. I think he really needs to fight someone. I think the last fight he had was in December of last year. And Aljo just fought, and I want to see Movsar Evloev get in there. I want to see him get another fight. Next, man, we got Lerone Murphy. I think that Lerone Murphy, he needs a valid win before a title shot. I remember after this fight, when Lerone Murphy knocked out Aaron Pico with a spinning elbow, people were saying, oh, that's it. Give him the title shot. He needs to fight Volk. This is the fight to make. And I completely disagree. I flat out disagree, man. Aaron Pico, for a couple reasons, isn't a legit enough or a valid enough of a win to, be like, hey, we got Lerone Murphy. And now he's going to take on the GOAT, Volk, man. Listen, he hasn't beat a top 5 guy. Aaron Pico wasn't ranked at all. He wasn't in the top 10, top 15. He was making his debut. Now, on top of that, Aaron Pico wasn't even from the UFC. Hence why I said earlier he was making his debut. And he basically just kind of defended his spot. That's kind of what it was. It was like, hey, you're going to defend your spot. And I feel like that happens. Like, that's just kind of what the fight was. Would I say that this performance right here, I would be like, no, I don't think that he would fight Volkanovski. I don't think he deserves a title shot. Pretty much, listen, man, Lerone Murphy, he's a great fighter. He's very talented. But yeah, that's just kind of his current standing and situation, at least with me right now. So next, man, we got Yair Rodriguez. And Yair Rodriguez, he's a bit washed, and he just needs to fight. He just needs to fight again. A lot of his better wins, I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes there are mismatches. Like his win against BJ Penn was a massive, infamous mismatch that happened. His fight against Frankie Edgar, also kind of a mismatch. Dan Hooker cut to featherweight. Now he's at lightweight. So it's kind of like, his best wins are almost like mismatches. And I feel like what Yair Rodriguez is kind of more known for is putting up really, really good performances where he still came up short, hence Holloway, Volk, like things like that. Now he just beat a washed pit bull, right? And I remember after this fight, people were talking about this. Like, people were sitting here saying, oh, like Volkanovski, Rodriguez too. You know what I'm saying? Like, this fight needs to happen. This fight needs to happen. This is it, right? Fuck no. On top of that, he hasn't fought any like high competition. Yair Rodriguez hasn't fought any recent high competition. We're only going based off of his past merit here. I mean, if we're seeing here, the whole reason why we were even looking at this to begin with is because of they already fought and they had some kind of like nothing going on before. Now, what I really would have liked to have seen was this. This would have been a very exciting fight and even a really great main event for UFC Noche, right? But UFC, they fumbled this. The story was making itself. It was unfolding right in front of everyone in the lead up to UFC 314, where Lopez was about to fight Volkanovski. I mean, and it was two of the top 5 guys. It would have sold. It would have put butts in seats, and it would have been a banger fight just because of how Diego Lopez and Yair Rodriguez go, especially Lopez. He's a young, fresh, hungry guy. He's got some power. We've seen it. He's aggressive, fast combinations, and I just think that this fight would have been really good, and it's kind of a shame that we never got to see it. It's a shame that we might never get to see it. You know, and even I think if Lopez does work his way up or stay in the same, I think that this fight should happen one way or the other. So, of course, we got the last guy, man. We got Aljomain Sterling, and Aljo, he just got here for real, man. He just broke into the top 5. He beat Brian Ortega. The best wins in reality, they're in bantamweight. They're in a separate division, and he's really, in my opinion, one fight away from a title shot. I think he's one top 5 fight away from the title shot. I don't see why he'd be a gatekeeper of the top 5 of the featherweights. I think he's in a new division. He should go for a title. So I'm not really going to say too much for him, only because Aljo just got here. Now, let's talk about Jean Silva and Diego Lopez real quick. UFC Noche, I'm not going to talk too much about this fight, only because it's coming up in like a week, so I'm gonna end up predicting it anyways. But I do think that this is going to be a great fight. I think that these two guys are easily the next generation of the featherweight division, and I think these two will fight again. Like, this will happen again. Diego Lopez, I think he will be champion. I think that's just kind of inevitable. But I think Jean Silva, he is really, really skilled. So I think that we got a lot of things here. But yeah, man. So next fight I want to see, a fight night between Movsar Evloev and Yair Rodriguez. I actually think that this fight is good enough to have its own fight night card. I want it sometime in November. I think that that would be a great time frame to have it. I just think that both guys, especially Evloev, hasn't been active, hasn't fought in almost a year. Yair Rodriguez, he did recently fight, but he didn't really take that much damage. Like, he kind of made it out just fine. I think this is like a completely winnable fight for both guys. But if I had to choose someone, I'm pretty sure it'd be Movsar Evloev. I think that he would definitely take the win. I think that he would win because the grappling is better. I think he's younger, probably physically stronger. This is a fight that I definitely want to see made. And then the next fight, give me UFC 324, like undercard, right? Out maybe like January, right? I think either winner of this fight would deserve a title shot. I think that if Lerone Murphy beats Aljomain Sterling, or if Aljomain Sterling beats Lerone Murphy, I think the winner gets Volk. Like, I think that's pretty fair. And I think that this fight is also very winnable, and I think that this would be a very high-level fight because Lerone Murphy's taking on a very experienced veteran, a former champion in Aljomain Sterling. Aljomain Sterling coming into a new division and taking on a very young, fresh, hungry prospect. And also, he's very, very skilled. Like, yeah, even though Aaron Pico was landing some shots in there, some body shots that kind of having his way with Lerone Murphy a little bit. Lerone Murphy spun, bang, caught him, and done. And even when he fought Josh Emmett, that was still a very good, solid performance against Josh Emmett. So in this fight, though, I think I would have to take Aljomain Sterling. I just think I would have to take him because he's more experienced, and I think he's just better overall. Maybe not totally on the striking, but I think that the grappling and the submission game would just be too much. Yeah, man, and I feel like that in turn, with all of these, you got these fights right here that are feeding Volk, these challengers, man. You got all of these fights where you got like Murphy, Sterling, Evloev, Rodriguez, Lopez, fucking Silva. You got all these real stacked fights within the top 5, except Silva's like 10 ranked, which is a huge jump, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, I think that in turn it creates all these challengers and new exciting fights for Volkanovski, which I think at the end of the day is like something that we all want in the UFC, right? So yeah, man, this is me going over and recapping the huge featherweight problem in the UFC. So yeah, man, if you guys like content like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know who you guys want to see get a title shot. If you had to book a fight and choose to see who would fight Volkanovski for the title, let me know. I guess if I had to choose right now, on the go, someone, I would want Diego Lopez again, man. I'm pretty fucking biased. Like, I know he just fought and lost, but like if I had to choose, it would be him again because it was just such a good fight. And really kind of no one else has beaten anyone or kind of done anything to be like, well, hey, all right, like we're going to step up and we're going to fight the GOAT or the current active GOAT of the featherweight division, Volkanovski. But yeah, man, so that's it for this video. That's all I got for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever I make one. And yeah, see ya. Peace.